Hi, welcome back to Title Talk with Title Leap. I'm Jim Brown, real estate attorney and founder of Title Leap.
And I'm Alexandra Nieto, title manager for New Path Title, powered by Title Leap.
Alex, this week you have a topic near and dear to your heart. Lay it on us.
I want to talk about the financing contingency, and I've had a couple of files this week.
That's a tangled web.
Falling apart at the last minute.
Paragraph 8 of the FAR bar as is.
Yeah, so
2017 version.
Financing contingency has expired.
Yep.
We're a day away from closing, supposed to close tomorrow.
Yep.
And this morning I find out that the buyer did not qualify for their loan.
Great.
Sellers even signed their
Seller
closing
pre-signed,
docs.
right?
Yeah, I had them pre-signed 2 days ago. I thought this was a done deal. I just found out this morning it's not closing. And I've had
What are
that
the
happen a
issues you're
couple
seeing?
times recently. I'm seeing buyers get conditional loan approvals.
Right.
So they meet their financing contingency. And then the bank audits the file. They give me different excuses.
Lose their job.
One of them
Get another credit card.
One of them had to sell their house prior.
Oh, that's a condition.
It wasn't a condition of the contract, though. It was a condition of the loan.
Approval.
So I've had a couple different types of situations, but they've all been last minute situations where
Killed the loan.
it killed the whole deal.
So here's a couple things to remember in paragraph 8. Very, very, very important. So if you have a loan approval that's conditioned on the sale of another property, that in the eyes of the, under the FAR bar, that is a non-loan approval. So if you send a loan approval, buyer's agent send the seller's agent's loan approval and it says it's subject to the sale of buyer's other property, that's like not sending anything. And not sending anything is the equivalent of getting the loan. And sellers can cancel the contract within 3 days of the expiration of the loan approval period. Real estate's so easy, isn't it? So, scenario. Buyer sends over loan approval. Loan approval is subject to the sale of another property. And the buyer's agent and the buyers think they're going to closing. And the buyer and the seller actually cancels the deal the day after the loan inspection period ends. Done. It's over. The deal's done. The buyer's...
But if no one cancels and they continue, buyer ends up not selling their property, they can't close.
Right.
Deal is dead.
Right. No, that's a good point.
Buyer technically can lose their deposit.
Right. Same scenario. The contingent property doesn't sell and buyers don't have an out.
Right.
Another important thing to remember, so we touched briefly upon the seller being able to cancel the deal within 3 days of the inspection of the loan approval period if the notice is improper. Also, if they have failed to give notice. If a buyer never gives notice of the loan approval,
it's assumed they have their loan.
It's assumed they have their loan. You don't give notice. The contract says you're assumed to have your loan. If you don't give notice, however, sellers can cancel within 3 days of the loan inspection period.
Exactly.
Another important point. Many agents are under the impression that they need to deliver the actual loan commitment, loan documents, something from the lender. That's not the case. Buyer's agents can deliver just a written statement that says seller got the loan. Now buyer got the loan. Now you'd want that.
That can come from the agent?
That can come from the agent. Now you would want, if you're going to give that notice, you want to make sure the buyer is telling you in writing that you got the loan and you're forwarding that statement, or you're forwarding a statement that very closely mirrors whatever the buyer told you. You don't want to take your own position on that transaction. Another very important point, if you are going to cancel the loan, if buyers want to cancel the transaction rather because they couldn't get their loan, many agents are under the belief that the buyer needs to deliver a loan denial letter. The contract does not require that buyers deliver loan denial letters or that agents deliver loan denial letters for their buyers. What the contract does require is that you send something in writing that says we didn't get our loan. Here's the catch. If you've never applied for your loan or you haven't used good faith in pursuing your loan, let's just say the lender said, hey, send over your latest bank
tax return or whatever.
And you don't do it.
Right.
Buyers are still in default. You can't use that as a tool to get out of the financing provision. And if you're a financing contingency, and if you're in default, you're in default. So
you have to make all the proper steps, take all the proper steps to get your loan.
Yep.
but you don't actually need that denial letter from
The
the
lender,
lender.
right.
You can actually just say,
It'd be
as a buyer,
sufficient-
hey, I didn't get my loan.
The lender
We need
calls
to
you up and
cancel.
says,
We're
I
still
can't
within
do
the
this
financing
loan.
contingency.
Right. And you say, give me a denial letter. There are some lenders that don't want to give denial letters. You call the lender and you say, hey, send me a written letter so I can send it to the seller. You just have to send an email that says we didn't get our loan, something in writing. Thanks for watching this week's episode of Title Talk with Title Leap.
Where we're all about empowering agents with the tools to succeed.
See you next week.
Talking about soul.